Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The Tigers fall in the swamp. We tell you how exactly it happened on the Hanagriff.
The Hanagriff, a weekly LSU football film study with Charles Hanagriff and former LSU tight end Richard Dickson. Now to break down the Tiger tape, here's Charles and Richard.
All right, welcome into the Hanagriff. I'm Charles Hanagriff, along with former Tiger Richard Dickson, as we review the game from down in the swamp. Richard, this was a really, really disappointing loss for the LSU Tigers, and kind of a bizarre game that LSU held the ball for 42 minutes and managed to score only 16 points. They lose their third conference game of the season, their fourth game overall. It's going to knock them out of contention for the playoff, for the SEC championship, and it's really going to make the last 2 weeks difficult mentally. But we're going to talk about the physical tonight, which is how LSU managed to hold the ball that long, convert 13 of 24 third downs and a couple of fourth downs, but how they managed to get in that position in the first place, and how DJ Lagway managed to produce enough offense, even though he was limited for Florida, to win this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really tough game to go back and watch, because there's so many things you did well that you'll never think of with the final outcome of the game. We moved the ball all the way up, from the 20 to the 20, or the 20 to the 30. And we just get into those red zone opportunities. It goes back to when I was frustrated against Arkansas. These are times we got to go be able to move the ball. We got to score in the red zone. We have to get points. And at this point, we can move the ball in the middle of the field. We can keep the clock rolling. But every time we get into a situation where it's do or die, we're either kicking a field goal or punting.
There's a lot to get to, so let's not delay. Right out of the chute, and LSU, we talked about this on the post game, having two suspensions of upperclassmen really kind of set the tone for the day, that maybe they're not as focused in. And then the very first drive, they got a 4th and 1 where they're trying to decide if they're going to go for it. They decide to go for it. This is up at the LSU 49-yard line, and they called a timeout. Before, as you're going to see on the screen here, they are in this formation, but before they were in this formation, they were in a heavy formation. Yeah. And they got up to the line of scrimmage. They called timeout. They got out of it and into this. What do you think they saw?
I think that they got scared with their play call. They saw heavy formation. This is a game where, we're not getting a lot of push with the center of our field. Where we struggle in the offensive line for the most part is guards and center, since we've had Dellinger hurt. And I think it was an inside play, a run up the middle, a quarterback sneak, whatever it was. But they didn't have the confidence that they could get it done. And look, when they come back and run this play, I'm okay with this play call. Like, this play is designed to where you got numbers, you can get the blocks done, but I'm not okay with the personnel, because you had the timeout, like you said. You're still in your script. This is the first drive of the game. You have your best plays. So if you want to tell me that you had just talked about recently moving Green out to wide receiver where he's a little bit more comfortable, but you want to come in on a 4th and 1 on a called play after a timeout, and that's your best option, putting the most crucial block on the field, it doesn't make sense to me.
All right, here's the shovel pass to Xavier Thomas that is going to go for a 3-yard loss here on 4th and 1.
Hit pause right here. And not that this was a zone read or anything, but just to show you what defenses believe of us, if he were to pull it, look how hard 44 crashed on the defensive end. Nussmeier, if it was any type of zone read or any type of pull, he could walk for the first down. But they have no respect for that. They crash so hard on this backside because they're not even looking for Nussmeier to pull it anymore. And then outside of that, you'll see a better clip once we get behind. Green he's never been asked to be an inline blocker. He has bad technique. His feet don't move well. He takes a bad step. And you end up 2 guys on 1, and it blows up the play.
And as you see there, it goes for the 3-yard loss. Back to the 46-yard line, in Florida takes over right there. Here's the end zone tape view.
If you hit pause real quick, what Green has to do right here, and this is something he's never been taught to, I'm sure they're working on him now, but he has an outside guy. He's got to take a deep bucket step. He's got to get on this guy's edge. If he gets that guy's edge, you get Williams out as a lead block, and you probably make a decent play right here. But when he takes a bad step, he gets on the inside angle, the guy he's supposed to block, now Williams ends up on, and you got 2 free guys on the edge.
I'm thinking borderline here, right?
My notes are, where's borderline? Pimpton. If anything, you came out of a timeout. I'm putting Mason Taylor on the wing and borderline at the point. Let's go put the guys in that we have for a blocking situation. I just don't understand where we're in timeout, we're 4th and 1, we're in our script. Hey, make Green the lead blocker on
and
this.
the script's got to include a short yardage play.
100%.
Yeah. All right.
But the first thing I thought was borderline. And you see, he just takes a bad step. I'm not upset with the play call. I'm just upset with the personnel you put in on the play call. Because if he gets that guy, if you hit pause right there, go back just a half clip before he takes the bad step. Right after it's snapped. Right there. If he takes a good step, 14, he's on the edge right there. You got 18 lead block and you got 2 guys out there. You're trying to get 1 yard right here. It's a very possible. But if you, the only other thing I'd say about Thomas on this, let it go about a second. A little bit more right there. If I'm seeing that Green's beat, you're trying to get 1 yard. There's a gap right there. It's sealed off. He could have, if he would have, I know that the play call's outside and that's where he's looking. But if he had the recognition that Green was beat, if he put his foot in the ground right there and hit that seam, it's a pretty decent little hole.
Florida takes over. This was just about 3 minutes into the game. We're brought to you by Marucci Sports, MarucciSports.com. Hey, check out the new Hitter's House on Airline Highway in Metairie, 1801 in Airline Drive in Metairie. Also, the Hitter's House on Segan Lane, 5801 Segan Lane. Members' benefits include 24/7 access to the cages, bullpen cage reservation opportunities, a 15% discount in the retail store. Family plans are also available, and you have access to all the Marucci aluminum and composite bats. They're doing new things in the retail piece of Marucci all the time. So check out the Hitter's House again, 5801 Segan Lane in Baton Rouge, 1801 Airline Drive in Metairie. Founded and operated by current and former big leaguers, Marucci Sports. All right, MarucciSports.com. Let's go to the second play we're going to look at here. This is Florida on offense. This is a couple minutes later in the first quarter. DJ Lagway looking for Aiden Mizell, but Devon Keys, who was forced into the start because of the suspension, gets a nice breakup here. Could have had an interception.
Yeah, I mean, this is one you hope he gets picked off. He gets back, drops in. And we get lucky on this play, and Florida gets lucky because there was a better option for Lagway to throw to that could have been a really big play on this play. But, he doesn't read. Keys bites hard on the play flake, and he's late to get to his drop. He really is fortunate to get back, but I'm hitting the crossing route right here. This is a 1st and 10, and you're going to see from the wide view. If he hits the crossing route on this play, it goes for a long way. But Keys bites so hard, he panics to get back. But look at the crosser. This is one where 14 goes over. We get 2 guys in the same spot. The referee kind of sets a pick for him. But if Lagway is a little bit more patient on this one, he's got a big play right there. Look at the crosser going free across the field. Our guys are dropping. 14's having to run around not only Keys, but he had to run around the referee. He's got a big open lane up here on the outside, and luckily that he tries to hit this cross route and Keys drops into the right spot. What's frustrating about that is they score 2 plays later.
Yeah, missed opportunity there for LSU. We move on a couple minutes later. This is Jacoby Jackson. This is a 20-yard run through LSU down to the Tiger 23 for a first down.
Yeah, and I'll let you go ahead and play it because you can really see what I'm talking about from the next view. But this is one where, the problem I have with this is if you're slanting, and we got to slant on this one, but you got to slant with intention. You can't just run full steam and get pushed out. We get so washed on this that it makes such a hard play for Weeks on this. Weeks makes a good move. He beats the guard coming up to block him. But because Gio gets washed so bad and Shan.
All right, this is a full slant to the left.
You're going to get a slant from your D tackles. They're both moving over, and both the linebackers are coming back the other way. But because Gio gets washed so bad, it doesn't matter that Weeks hits the gap. It's too big of a hole for him to cover.
Yep. Went right by him.
So if you run it back real quick, I mean, Shan, he's a 270-pound D tackle. But watch his technique where he tries to fight back, and Gio just runs with no intention and gets completely pushed out the hole. Now you got this big gap right here. The Weeks beats the guard up trying to get him, but the hole's too big for him to make a difference, and he just slips by him.
Here's a wide view.
Yeah, and like I said, the slant I'm okay with, but you don't slant with no intention. You got to get your feet settled, fight back, and stop that gap. You just can't get washed and give that big of a hole.
Penn almost got him.
Penn almost got him. I mean, the thing I don't like about Penn right there, he catches a little bit instead of delivering the blow and then getting off. He catches a little bit, but the reason that gap's so big is because we just get washed.
All right, let's move forward here. Later in the first quarter, this is a Caden Durham run for 8 yards to the Florida 46 for a first down. LSU ran the ball over 40 times in this game. It's a season high,
Yeah.
and this is why the question came up, is Brian Kelly more involved in the play calling, or even was he making some of these play calls or a lot of the play calls, because they did have more balance. They ran 92 plays in this game,
Yeah.
93 plays in this game. So you've got an opportunity for some balance here. They ran it a lot. And if you take the sack yardage out, it's over 4 yards a carry. That's an improvement.
92 plays and 13 points doesn't make a lot of sense.
16 points. But yeah, no. I was giving you the yards.
Yeah.
not the okay.
No, and this is one that, look, I think this could have been a touchdown. And it's, on the run plays, it's definitely easier to see from the backside. It's pretty well blocked. Like 65 had a rough night. I mean, he got thrown around all night long. If he makes the block on this one with Durham's speed, he could have shot up straight up the middle and made a big play, but he just takes a bad angle, bad steps. And look, it's a 7-yard gain that should have been bigger, and you'll see it on the next view. So watch Paul. This is kind of
65 to left guard. Mabanga.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're going to get the kick out right here. He just completely whiffs. And if you go back real quick, hit pause right before he touches up on 6, because on this one you're going to get Mason Taylor's going to kick out. Campbell's on this one right here. If he seals him right here, there's no one through this hole. I mean, that's a huge play. Instead, he whiffs on him. He gets over his shoes. He doesn't do anything. He pushes the ball back over here where all the help is.
It's a nice gain, like you said, but you're not getting exactly what.
And you'll really see it from this, how wide open the middle of the field is. If you can try to hit pause right, he's about to make contact with number 6. If he just gets that seal off her, I don't know if they don't teach us anymore, throw at him. Go dive into his legs at this point. But right there, with his speed hitting the center of the field, this is a huge play. I mean, they got everything they wanted. Everything's blocked well except for one person. And when he crosses his face, he forces them over to all the help over here and only gets 7 to 8 yards.
The really disappointing thing is he's got the angle, too.
He's got the angle. He's got everything he wanted.
Yeah.
This is just bad steps. He kind of hops into it. He doesn't take like his proper footwork, and he just lunges.
This is when, you're talking in the postgame about, play calling. Okay, this is a good play call.
Yeah.
This is a good design. This is a good situation for you. And you got it blocked on the left side. You got it blocked on the right side, but there's one block close to the point of attack that you don't make, and that turns an 8-yard gain, which is fine.
Yeah.
And what could have been, with Durham's speed, he might have scored.
This play wouldn't be talked about if we didn't come back and break down this film, because you see an 8-yard run, okay, good. That's what that's a great run. But when that play could have hit for a home run, it's a little bit more frustrating.
Brought to you by Dependable Storage and DependableStorage.com. 8 locations across Louisiana, 1 in Gulfport, Mississippi. Facilities also the newer ones in Slidell and Youngsville. Matching any competitor's pricing, convenient online rentals and payments. Free use of the moving truck if you've got a new rental move-in. Clean, secure, and conveniently located facilities. Check out the website at DependableStorage.com for locations, pricing, and rentals. Like Skip Burtman always says, Dependable Storage wants your stuff. You got too much stuff, need somewhere to put it. Check out Dependable Storage. All right, let's move forward to a not as successful running play. This is Caden Durham for a loss of 2 yards at the Florida 39-yard line. Florida's leading 7-0 at this point.
Go ahead and fast forward to the behind view. It's a lot easier to explain what's going on right here.
All right, let's set the formation.
All right, so you're going to have this guy fly across. You're going to have Taylor's backside cutoff, and it's a zone play. But to me, right now, this play should be checked. This is a numbers game. You're running to numbers. So right now, once he flies back, you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4. You got 4 on 3, knowing that Taylor's coming to do a cutoff block. I would have already checked this. This is like zone 35. We'd have checked Opie, gone back to the right. You had numbers here. If you'd have checked this back to the right, you got one-on-one, and then you're running back with a safety. But instead, you got 3 to block 5 right here. And it's still possible if they get good blocks. You got the tackle, or the end of the tackle are slanting. What I've really realized watching this film is 79 and 65 do not do a good job in zone blocking and passing things off. You're blocking outward, and they just get in no man's land to where they end up blocking nobody.
Let's watch this again.
So go back and hit pause right when about a half second after it snapped. It's just zone blocking. Right here, they all should know that they got a blitzer coming off the outside, and you'll see it from the wide view. But his job, you got Campbell here, 71 here. I don't know what Chester's doing right here. He's got to be on here, and 65's got to get up to number 6. And this play still could have been blocked, even though when I'm looking at it from the front, I'd have checked the opposite side.
This is one of the plays that goes for a loss. And as we
just
watch
from a
it,
pure number standpoint, look at this. If you hit pause, you know you're running to the left right now. We're not checking anything. This was a called play. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on 3 to block.
Because you know Taylor's coming back.
Taylor's backside cutoff. This is a time where if I'm, what we would have done is it was a simple, check OP. You can run zone left, zone right. I'm running to the backside right here where I got numbers. We got 2 guys. What is this? Is it first and?
No, this was 2nd and 13.
2nd and 13. I'm checking to the opposite side of the field, putting my guard up on this guy, my tackle on this guy, and I'm going to make Caden Durham go one-on-one with the safety.
The 2 complete pretty much whiffs on this.
65 and 79.
Yeah, this is part of the reason, and the number was really startling when we got it today. In the 3-game losing streak, LSU's running plays that have gone for negative or 0 yards, 39%. Yeah. That's just an outlandish number of non-productive plays. I mean, you're talking about almost 40% of your plays are putting you behind the sticks.
Where I got frustrated, and especially going back and watching this again, I don't know why they didn't give Adams another shot on the left side.
On the left side, I'm sorry.
He came in when Frazier got hurt.
Yeah.
But you've seen Mubanga struggle, and he's been struggling for the last 3 weeks.
God bless. He's a freshman.
Yeah. But all these guys are redshirt freshmen. He's a redshirt freshman. Chester's a redshirt freshman. Adams is a redshirt freshman.
Yeah.
We can talk about that, but they're all redshirt freshmen. When you're struggling this bad and Frazier gets back in the game, I wouldn't say I saw Adams great, but I didn't see anything that just made me pull my hair out. And at this point, I'd have at least given him a shot on the left side.
All right, let's move forward here a little bit. This is okay. This is 1st and 10 from the LSU 26. This is early in the second quarter. This is a shot to Chris Hilton. This is something that they have tried, but they hadn't hit one yet to Hilton. So
their timing is obviously off. It's hard to say. Chris Hilton's missed a lot of time this year. He's missed a lot of practice time, a lot of times with the receivers and the quarterbacks throwing routes. But his timing is so far off. This isn't the first time, isn't the second time, isn't the third time. But this is the 4th time that he just completely mistimes the jump when he's got the guy beat.
And that's part of what Brian Kelly was having an animated discussion, if we could use polite terms here on the sideline.
I remember as a true freshman jumping a lot. You just think to dive or jump, and they would jump my butt about it. Like, hey, you're faster with your feet on the ground than they are in the air. You got to run through things. And I don't know if it's a comfortable level, because once you jump, you're kind of set, and there's no more moving parts. And I know as a receiver where you feel comfortable that way, but if you're mistiming them constantly, it's something you got to break the habit of. And look, I get where Nussmeier's going on this one. I want to see a better route right here. I want to see him press him vertically and let him throw me inside instead of running inside. But I get what he's doing. He had that guy one. That's a deep ball. You're taking it.
Let's sort of go back, because you said there was another option on this play.
Yeah, if he holds the ball just a split second, watch Anderson come right here. And that's the big route we've been hitting Anderson on that crossing route. This is the biggest play that he's had.
That requires a lot of protection. You got to hold the ball a long time to get Anderson all the way across that.
And he had it here, but I also get why he's going here. It's there. It's open. The big play's there. It's just another mistimed jump.
I want to watch Anderson across the formation here, if we can kind of get an idea if he had the opportunity. Yeah, he probably had enough time, but they're trying to hit. They're trying to hit. They're trying.
The look's there.
What Kelly said was they have had enough routes squatted on that they're trying to loosen things up, and I understand why they run Hilton. He's the fastest guy they've got probably. you got to hit one of these
They're
before
bracketing.
you're gonna.
They're bracketing and playing zone. Not worried about the deep ball right now.
Brought to you by Lake Urgent Care. 25 years of experience. Lake Urgent Care, dedicated to providing quality care close to home, treating minor illnesses and injuries for ages 3 months and up. 17 convenient locations in Baton Rouge, Hammond, Livingston, and Ascension Parish. Plus, they offer occupational health and weight loss solutions. As a seamless extension of Our Lady of the Lake, patients can access care from anywhere with the MyChart patient portal. Our urgent care centers are open 7 days a week. Simply walk in, check in online, or schedule a virtual care visit at lakeurgentcare.com. You got little ones, right? They get in little accidents from time to time.
You should see my son's face right now.
You know the staff over there almost on a first name basis. Right?
They know my wife very well.
lakeurgentcare.com. All right, this is a play where he does hit Aaron Anderson, who, by the way, we need to point this out, has had a really good year.
No, I mean,
Anderson,
to me, right now he's our best receiver.
And the most improved award from a year ago.
You really start to question how injured he was last year because he looks like a completely different person.
A lot faster. All right, this is a 3rd down and 9 at the Florida 28-yard line. This one, we'll let you watch here.
Yeah, I mean, this is an unbelievable throw. It's a miracle he got it off. He kind of double clutches right here. I'm not sure why, other than the stutter move that Anderson puts on him, but he almost screws himself when he clutches the ball. The guy comes off Mubanga and then just lays into him. He could have probably released it the first time, but you'll see from the back view, Anderson does a little bit of stutter, and it scares him for a second.
This is a touchdown that tied the game.
Yeah, it's a miracle we got this ball off after he pulled it down the first time and tried to throw it the second time. But it was pretty well blocked for the most part. This is where Mubanga just got to stay consistent.
It's a nice throw.
He throws that ball with a helmet on his elbow. I mean, that play's so close to not happening. And you'll see what I'm talking about. When he pulls it down, Anderson does a little stutter right here, just trying to create room. I don't think he really needed to. I think he had the speed and where the guy was sitting, he'd have beat him originally. But it causes Nussmeier to pull the ball down for just a split second, and it almost gets him sacked. But, I mean, that's an unbelievable throw.
That tied the game with in the latter stages of the second quarter. All right, we're going to move forward to this is a DJ Lagway pass that's complete down to the LSU 31-yard line, and this was a screen, and this is good. This is a good read by Weeks, and Shand also makes a nice play.
This
here.
is a hustle play. I mean, this is one of the plays where we can talk about the big plays, and I know it's been a problem, but the one thing I continue to see on this for the most part is these guys want to play for Blake. These guys are flying around. Weeks reads this great. It's a tough
the effort
play.
is there.
The effort's there.
It's important this week to say that because a lot of people just say, "Oh man, they didn't give a damn."
I'd say 90%. Yeah. We're going to show a play later where I think there's some poor effort, but for the most part, this was the effort was there. I mean, Weeks makes the guy bounce back, and for the D tackle to make the play he does, that means everybody's hustling.
All right, let's watch here. This is from the LSU 34-yard line. A little over 4 minutes to go in the half here.
It's a 3rd and 6. We're in a pass heavy. We're with 3 down. And Weeks reads the screen and flies out. He bounces him in, and the D tackle comes in, bounces him in again, and creates it to where he's got help. It's a really good Weeks reads this pretty quick because if he gets sealed off, I think it's a pretty big play for him.
This is a 3rd down and 6 play. There's Weeks. There's Shan.
Neither one of them made the play, but they made the guy bounce back to where he had help coming. And the hustle was great. The effort was great on this play by everybody.
See the wide view here. You get a better look at it.
Watch the read by Weeks. He sees the 2 guys release him, and he takes off. He makes him bounce. Shan makes him bounce. And it's a big play when it's 3rd and 6.
Good job there. All right. Here's another good run for LSU. This was even a little later in the second quarter. About 3 minutes to go, a little over 3 minutes to go. Caden Durham with a 16-yard run. The design was something that you weren't wild about, but it ended up going for a nice game.
Yeah, I'm still confused, and I've seen this a couple times when we're doing the down kick out. We're bringing 2 guys around. I feel like this ball is supposed to hit up on the inside, but it's so cluttered. And the way this works out, he bounces it outside. Emory Jones loops around outside. We get a seal, but this play could have easily been stopped for a 1 or 2 yard gain.
All right, let's take a look here. Florida got a guy coming in late.
Well, and the big thing is if you watch Pimpton, if he's blocking, if this is supposed to go outside, he's got to get moving. He blocks it almost like it's an outside play, but you leave the guy that had him man there able there to make a tackle. You know, Durham did a great job breaking it. You'll see a better shot from this end zone view. But I feel like if you're going to get 65 and 66 down, you get 50 and 70, it really seems like it just gets cluttered. And maybe Durham's got to be a little bit more patient, but I feel like it's supposed to hit right there in the A gap or B gap.
I think we'll get a better shot from the wide view here.
And that's where I'm confused on it, because Pimpton blocks it like an outside play, but the interior blocks like an inside play, and it kind of throws me off. If you see the seal by right here, I feel like they're supposed to get the kick out right here, Campbell sealing right here. It should be hitting right here, but because it's so cluttered, there's nowhere to go. Emery loops around, seals him, but then Pimpton's kind of slow playing it like he's blocking for the outside play, but it allows 13 who's got a man to flee. You know, Durham breaks that tackle, but if you see where he gets touched at, this could have easily been a 1 or 2 yard gain. So the style of blocking on this play confuses me. Pimpton's blocking it for an outside run. Looks like the gap should be inside, and you're bringing extra players to the play.
All right, this next play we're going to show you is a sack by Shamar James. This is Nussmeier going all the way back to the Florida 23-yard line, and Nussmeier needed to get rid of the ball here.
There's 42 seconds left in the half. We got one timeout. We're trying to move. He's got options right here. He can't take a sack right here. And what's frustrating with this one is, we heard in the press conference all week that why isn't Durham on the field more? Well, in pressure situations, pass situations, we want Williams in. Williams got blown up on this. It was bad footwork. He gets his feet crossed, gets thrown. And all that being said, I still think it's 2nd and 10. You got a timeout left. Don't take the sack right here. He's got an easy throw to Anderson to get 5 to 7 to 8 yards, maybe a first down. You hit pause right here. Anderson's by himself, and he's got time. He hasn't been hit yet. He had his feet set just a split second before there. I think he's got to go there. I'm not sure what he's looking at, but also, Williams has been here long enough. He's got to have better technique. He can't get his feet crossed
that's
up.
not something that's happened to him a ton.
No,
this was a bad
it's
day
happened
Saturday.
more this year.
Yeah, and Saturday was a rough day for him, but that's not something that we've seen over and over and over again from him.
No, and when you see the wide view, I don't know where else Nussmeier's trying to go with the ball, because all the other options are taken away. In a 2nd and 10, you're moving fast, and you'll see really good when he brings Williams in right here. There's nobody within 7 to 8 yards of Anderson when he sets down. If you hit pause right here, he's about to set down. You can go maybe a click forward. So he's done. He's got to get rid of the ball right there, because Mason Taylor's running across. He's got bracketed right here. You got 3 guys on one. You got Lacey on the backside. There's nowhere else to go right there. I'm not sure where his main read was, but in 2nd and 10, we've seen this play a million times where he hits Anderson right here, and he makes a big play out of it.
They take the sack. Brought to you by Bayou Apparel, helping local businesses communicate their message since 2009 as one of only a few local LSU official licensees. Bayou Apparel offers the highest quality products to showcase your brand, whether you've got an established one or a new one. Bayou Apparel design experts can help you create eye-catching designs that fit your company's message. They do logos, event T-shirts, and promotional items for your business. Call 225-928-9090 or go to the website at bayouapparel.com. All right, let's move forward here to the next play, which is Nussmeier. This is another sack. On a sack kick here. This is early in the third quarter. And
when you have 7 sacks in the game, they make the plays.
Yeah, okay.
And you can go straight to the tight view on this one. It's all about interior line blocking.
Well, we'll let everybody watch it. We want to let you watch the sacks again and again, but we'll let you see it from the side first. Ooh. Richard, it seemed like there were a lot of plays where defensive linemen weren't touched.
We have 6 guys blocking 4 right here, and
all right,
they get home.
Stop. Well,
the biggest problem to me when I go back and watch a lot of these, it's the communication between Chester and Mubanga, which they're both redshirt freshmen. Chester was probably helped out a lot earlier on with Dellinger there, a guy that's been a 3-year starter. He can communicate with him a little bit more. But right now, Chester is not confident in his decision-making. You're going to watch everybody where everybody, I believe, is either stepping left. He's supposed to have help, but it doesn't make sense to me. Chester sees the help. He's there, but he never goes after him, and he just watches Mubanga get beat.
6 to block 4.
I mean, to me, you can run that. He watches him come right past him. Everybody's stepping to the left. He's got his hand out there like he knows he's supposed to be helping, but he never goes into attacks. I mean, this play is frustrating. He sees him. I don't know what he's doing. His feet are slow. They're not moving.
This is hard to defend because we've seen this happen before.
This is all game long. We could have done 100 or 9. We had 92 plays. We could have done 85 of them this way. And it's just really frustrating because there's 4 versus 6. You got everybody in. And he knows he's putting his hand there. His eyes are on him. He knows that's where he's supposed to help, and he just doesn't come.
All right, moving forward here, middle of the third quarter. This is a Durham run for 14 yards. This is one of the better block plays of the game for LSU.
Yeah, I mean, this is very well blocked. It's one that, I think, I'm not trying to beat up on the kid, but Chester's feet are slow. He can't get to the next level. I was always taught, I don't know the rules now, but we threw a lot on the inside. If I was going to get up on a linebacker, I wasn't trying to get my hands on him. I was trying to get my body in front of his feet. And I could have thrown myself, make him jump over me, make him run around me. But it slows up the play to where this is another nice run. I think it's 14 yards, but it could be big. If you watch when everybody's reaching over, I think it's Chester, could get up there and throw his body into the guy's legs and make him jump over you, move around.
Well, but it's
on 6. So
okay.
He's got a decent angle on him, right? We're spinning 2 guys on one the whole time. He's got to realize by formation, this guy's covered, work up. Because we called it a deuce block. It's those 2 to him. And he never gets off. I mean, when he comes on the outside and I see Frazier got him, work up. You got to work up. And if you can't get to him, throw. Get your body in front of him, make him jump over you.
I mean, even though you're not being able to, below the waist, I mean, you can't throw, but you can get yourself into the midsection anyway. Is
that the rule now? You can't interiorly. You can't throw on an inside linebacker. I thought it was outside in.
No, you're right. It's outside.
You can throw right
yeah,
there.
Yeah, inside. Yeah, you can.
And that's frustrating me because they both know what the job is, but it's like he doesn't try to get off the block and get to the second level.
We're brought to you by the law offices of O.C. Brown, Dana Brown Law Offices of O.C. Brown. For the last 30 years, family-owned and operated. He's carried on his father O.C.'s legacy. Dana Brown's done a great job for me and my family. They can help you out. They're going to be your law firm for a lifetime. The initial consultation is always free. So if you've been in a car accident, if you've got some other legal needs, the law offices of O.C. Brown should be your first and only call. Call 343-1111. On the web, it's OC Brown, OSSIE Brown.com. O.C. Brown and and Dana Brown, the law offices of O.C. Brown, downtown Baton Rouge, right down the street from Town Square Pizza, newest creation, newest pizzeria, downtown Baton Rouge. Square pizza made from scratch right in front of you. Absolutely delicious, huge portions. And if you're working downtown, got a limited amount of time for lunch. They'll be able to get you in and out in a timely manner. You're probably going to bring a little bit home that night as some leftovers, like huge portions at Town Square Pizza in downtown Baton Rouge. Go get you some square pizza from Town Square. All right, a couple more for you. This is another sack, unfortunately. This is late in the third quarter. And again, this comes on the interior of the offensive line.
Well, this is the one you made me promise to put on the film. This is when Lacey goes a little bit irate to the sideline.
Okay.
I couldn't really figure out why. Maybe I kind of get it. But it's one where 65 gets thrown out the way again. And you'll see it better from the other side.
I'm trying to remember why I made you put this on.
Because this is when they went to the side view and Lacey's going crazy in Kelly's face. But the help, I mean, Chester, once again, if you watch him, he's putting his hand out there. He knows that's where he's supposed to help on the inside. But Mubanga also needs to know that the inside he's supposed to have help. Stay on the outside. Don't try to work back inside because you got help there and he gets beat on the outside.
All right, well, let's see. Can you tell what Lacey's upset about?
I think right when he breaks his dig route, it's 3rd and 8. He wanted the ball immediately as he came out that break, and he looks over there, and I don't know. It's just frustrating because Nussmeier doesn't have time to work back there, and he's coming out of his break. He knows he's open if the ball's put right on him, and it's just the way this game was going. I mean, this is maybe your 6th sack of the game. It's just frustration boiling over.
You were a receiver when you were open and didn't get the ball. You know that feeling? I'm sure it's happened to every receiver that's ever run a route, huh?
Every time I run a route, I was open.
Spoken like a true receiver. All right, this is the one. This is the last one.
This is the one that Weeks made the comment about after the game.
Okay, there's a 55-yard run that put the game away, and Weeks' comment that you're talking about after the game was that half the defense was playing one play and half the defense was playing another. So you tell me. I'm going to let it run the first time, and I'll let you commentate here.
Or just watch the pre-snap adjustments. Half the line goes left, the other line goes right, and you can tell there's a little bit confusion right here. Watch those go over there, and Swinson goes outside. Everything slides over here. To me, it looks almost like a blitz call. Swinson comes to the outside, and you'll see it. Just let it go. The tight view is more damning than the side view. And this is the one.
I know the side
play.
view was pretty damning, but
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This is the effort play on me. This is one. I think we had really poor effort. Sage is walking on this play. His reaction time is so slow. He's in his back pedal when the running back has the ball running up the sideline. He almost looks like he's assuming somebody's going to make a play, and then he panics to take off running. See everybody slide over, comes over here. He was jogging until he got past me. From the wide view, it's even more frustrating.
All right, hang on. I want to watch this again.
Watch everybody go left, and then Swinson goes right. Go back right once they've shifted before the ball snap. You want to talk about running into numbers? Go back one real quick and just pause it right once everybody's shifted. Look at the numbers. All your D tackles over to the left. You got one defensive lineman on the right side of the ball and a sweep to the right side. You got safeties, linebackers. It looks like pins on a blitz. Maybe that's why he was trying to get him over. He didn't want to get over first because he's thinking he's supposed to be here when Swinson's going wide. I mean, there's just mass communication problems on this job.
Stamps misses. Ryan was coming away from over the other side of the field.
You'll see it on this view right here. Watch how long he's in his back pedal while the running back has the ball. And this is where I get really frustrated. This is the only effort play I saw in the film that we got. But he's backpedaling, and then just kind of jogs up there and is like, oh, crap, he broke free. He was waiting for somebody to make a play. He had no intention to make a play on that. And that's an effort play right there. When you're just walking up and assuming somebody else is going to make the play instead of hauling butt down there.
And another rough angle, which the safeties have had a problem with. Rich, just kind of to summarize this whole thing, I mean, this was very frustrating for LSU fans they had the ball so much, they didn't score. We're going through some of the running play problems, the offensive line, the number of negative plays. The 2 games left. Where are they?
I get when you made the changes and went with all the veterans early on. We were talking about the Ole Miss game when you said we're no longer rotating. But when you see plays like that by your veteran who's not really hustling, you got veterans constantly in the wrong situation. They're not doing what a veteran guy is supposed to do. Know where you're supposed to be, know your role, know your assignment. We're seeing the veterans in wrong situations right there. To me, it's everybody's on a short leash. I'm looking at the next 2 games like we're going to put the guy who's hustling and busting his ass the most.
It may be a game where we see some new people. That's just me.
Look, you roll everybody out there, but warn them. I mean, we're on a short leash at this point. These games, look, I know he talks about we want to finish right, get to 9 wins, whatever. But also, he's looking – Kelly's not I'll say this the right way. The big picture's next year. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're not playing for a championship anymore. And when you came to LSU, you said it's championship or bust. I'm here to win a championship. That's out the picture right now. You got to make sure everybody is understanding their assignment, making sure they know what they're doing, and making sure that they're going 110% on every play.
The individual efforts may be more valuable to evaluate right now than the overall outcome. That makes any sense. If you go find me 2 or 3 dogs out there that are finally getting a chance to play, and if they're making mistakes at full speed, maybe I can live with that a little bit. At any rate, okay. LSU and Vanderbilt gold jerseys.
Cool.
Hunt's our uniform police around here. I'll let him handle that one. For Richard Dickson, I'm Charles Hanagriff. This has been the Handycast.